Good evening, everybody. Rob here, WesternPacificWeather.com. It is currently going on 1900 in the Philippines and in Hong Kong here. That's right around 10 Zulu for the rest of you worldwide here on this 19th of October 2010. Now we are watching 15W here, or MEGI, moving off to the west-northwest, right around 7 knots right now. So it has slowed considerably since it has crossed Luzon, moving over the island right around 15 knots. But right now, though, this storm is packet winds right around 100 knots sustained here in the South China Sea, with gusts up to 125 knots, with actually wave heights around 30 feet when near the core of the system. So a very potent, deadly system. I can't get any ship ops, any ships nearby this region. That's actually very good news. Everybody seems like they took the warning ahead of time and got out of the way. But right now, they're expecting this to continue off to the west-northwest and eventually to the northwest as the upper level ridge up here to the north begins to weaken and begin this storm to churn to the northwest here towards Hong Kong and Macau right now. That actually looks like the projected path. So still, this storm still has the potential to be very dangerous over the next 72 hours here. But still, this system very dangerous in the Philippines here. This video was actually uploaded by Jeff Mackley here a few hours ago. Still a very dangerous storm out there, but already reports of 10 deaths in Luzon from drownings, and no reports of any mass mudslides at this time. I'm sure it did happen in the interior of the island, but very good videos here produced by this World Storm Chaser here. But still a very dangerous storm out there, as already noted. But here it's a current TWC storm track here, with the system slowly moving off to the west-northwest and eventually recurving more to the northwest towards Hong Kong and Macau. And the current track actually makes landfall right over Hong Kong with sustained winds right around 115 knots with gusts up to 140 knots. And that can even be enhanced in the mountains and in between buildings and on such in the urban areas up in here. So this is a very dangerous system right now. The right front quadrant looks like it might just spare Hong Kong at this current storm track with the center location right in here. But just to note, though, the cone still extends all the way from Hainan all the way over to Taiwan. So everybody in this entire area definitely needs to have a close eye on this. But Hong Kong and Macau definitely need to. GFS models actually taking this storm up more to this way, with a couple of the European and NOGAP models right around Hong Kong and Macau. So right now, though, this entire area is under the gun. Good news is that much of Vietnam starting to come out more from the cone here. Been seeing reports of 40 up to 40 people dead from monsoonal rains here in the last 24 hours. One major bus crash got swept away by a river over there. So a very dangerous situation, as this entire area is still suffering from flood over the past several months up in here. And here's a current warning from the Hong Kong Observatory, putting the storm slightly farther to the right, but just to note, though, that their cone of air still extends out quite a ways on both sides. And actually scrolling down here on their webpage and zooming in, showing the storm actually moving just to the northeast. But this is it can change and wobble slight ways here. And also to note, if it does make landfall right in this region, it still puts Hong Kong in a very dangerous situation with strong typhoon winds. But it would be better to have this storm make landfall with Hong Kong and Macau on the left side of it, as that actually puts a storm surge out to sea. But to the right side here, that's where the storm surge and the winds will be most intense, as this storm will be having its forward progression over in this area. And I want to show real quick the streamline analysis here, showing the weakness in the ridge here over southeast China. And this is actually what's making the storm start to move farther to the northwest, as this ridge has been very set in place over the past several days, which actually kept the storm to the south and actually made it move slightly to the southwest as well. But as this ridge weakens right in this region here, they're going to start to see that recurvature in the storm heading towards the northwest and eventually toward the northeast, likely over China, bringing precipitation in the long range possibly to Korea and Japan here. But right now, though, all eyes are on southeast China right in here. Some of the outer rain bands are actually still affecting the Philippines, and the possibility of tornadoes and continued flash flooding many of the areas here is still highly likely. Many of the strong winds have already left the Manila and Quezon area in here, though, but much of a northwest Luzon up here still seeing some of these outer rain bands and strong gusty winds, gale force winds. So still a very dangerous situation, especially the possibility of embedded thunderstorms and tornadoes up in these regions and these outer rain bands. It's a very dangerous situation, as many of those tornadoes will be shrouded by rain, so you won't be able to see those coming very likely. And Philippines doesn't have any radar systems, so that actually is a very dangerous situation, because you won't be able to spot these tornadoes on radar as well. But though we have another update likely tomorrow morning, everybody. If you have any questions currently in comments, you can field me them at westernpacificweather.com. Also find me at storm2k.org if I'm not available to answer your questions. There's plenty of people there that are very meteorological knowledge, and they can also help you with this system and the current storm track up there, though. Also, I want to put out there, if anybody is in the Philippines and you want to just give me an email or in the shop box on the webpage here, if you have any reports of damage or current winds and weather down there, it is very grateful and knowledgeable if you actually pass that along to here as well. That way I can put it out on these updates as well. So thank you very much, everybody, for listening, and have a nice night, and stay safe out there. Bye.